Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Dynaset Offshore and Marine webinar. My name is Janne Hietamäki and I am the Area Sales Manager for the North American market here at Dynaset. Okay, mind you, this webinar is being recorded, so just to let you know. Okay, let's start. Well, first of all, let's have a brief look at what we are going to be covering today, which would be, well, the product categories applicable for the offshore and marine environments, and some applications that we have encountered in these situations. But yeah, let's dig into the product categories and start with the electricity. Naturally, that's always needed on marine conditions, even on boats, vessels, whatever you may have, and that is a true need in every situation. Talking of the ranges of the Dynaset hydraulic generators, the 50 Hz models as standard go from 3.5 up to 80 kVA, and in the 60 Hz models, the range goes from 3.7 kVA to 30 kVA. Naturally, bigger models are available if needed, but the standard ones would be those mentioned. In the picture, there are the HG 3.5 and the HG 18. So 3.5 kVA and 18 kVA model in a size comparison. So again, a lot of power from a small size unit, just to give you an example. The offering, we have also the IP54 range, which would be in the 50 Hertz frequency, and the standard models would be from 4.1 kVA up to 30 kVA. And the IP54 would mean better weather resistance. And always remember, if you don't see a standard model that would meet your requirements, please just ask us. There naturally is a possibility and capability to meet the requirements. Well, of course, with the limitations that the environments put us, meaning the hydraulics versus the needed output. Now, what more options do we have on the generators than just the basic gen set? The installation valves. We have the needed valving for pretty much all circumstances. On the top picture, there is a PVSAE priority valve, and on the bottom picture, an integrated installed solenoid valve with LS signal and pressure relief valve to make the installation as easy as possible. The valves, by the way, apply on all our product categories. Must say though that the bottom picture versions only apply to those that have an actual hydraulic motor, and for that reason I won't go through the valves on all the sections of the product categories, because well, they are the similar for all the products that we manufacture. What else options? The generators, if there's a circumstance where you have delicate electronic devices, computers, measurement electronics, then the PID control is a good option. This is a proportional control for the hydraulics to the generator, making sure that the quality of electricity remains extremely stable. Good thing to remember. This briefly from the electrical side, so let's jump into the next product category, compressors. 3 technologies available: piston, rotary screw, and rotary vane. The choice naturally depends on the type of usage and the required power. Whatever kind of a service vessel or similar most likely needs compressed air, so these are a great option. starting with the piston compressors. We have two models. They are designed for temporary use for maintenance applications. The smaller one in the picture produces 450 liters a minute at 8 bars, and the bigger one 1,000 liters at 12 bars. Again, the advantage of the Dynaset compressor is the easy installation and really compact size. For instance, on both of these models, the frame itself is actually the air reservoir. So that's a complete unit with the air tank included and designed to be as small and as compact as possible. The screw type compressors, the HKR line as we name them, that is a great choice for continuous and robust use. The range goes up from a 500 liters a minute model up to 11,000 liters a minute at 10 bar. There's just one exception on that 10 bar pressure rating, which is the HKR 600, which will produce 15 bar or 218 psi. The heat generated by this type of a compressor is transferred to the vessel's hydraulics through the heat exchanger. Naturally, this has to be taken into account on the vessel's hydraulic system. Only the HKR 11,000 is an air-cooled version. Next would be the rotary vane technology, or the HKL product line of ours. The rotary vane compressor is also a good option for continuous use. The difference in the cooling system compared to the HKR is that the heat is transferred to an integrated air oil cooler, so no need to be checking on the vessel's hydraulics cooling capacity. Mind you that the compressor will need a ventilated space unlike the HKR. So that's basically the one difference in the installation environment between the two models, let alone the technology of the compressors. Next would be the pressure washing side. So the high pressure water pumps, the HPW. Pressure washing always an easy way of cleaning. So the HPW pumps are a great way of doing it. The pumps are robust and reliable and have no rotary parts in them. So they can run dry without any damage. Just remember when choosing an HPW pump for a marine application that the pump would be a marine model, as then it would have the stainless steel bolts, plugs, and fittings in order to prevent the corrosion from hitting it. And if there is salt water pumped with these pumps, always remember to flush them thoroughly after use with fresh water. That'll help the internals to stay in order and prevent the salt from building up inside the pump and causing any damage to it. Easy installation, great power, and extremely small size with these pumps wherever high pressure water is needed. One thing that might be a good thing to mention here is the hydraulic submersible pump. So when you have to move a lot of water at a time, the HSB would be a great choice. They can handle all the particles that go through the mesh on the bottom of the pump, so they are not delicate in any ways. And we know a case in Norway where storm and high tide water hit a harbor at the same time, flooding it. So these pumps were used to remove the water from basically all the places that the water should not be in. So not necessarily something on a boat, but on the other hand, in some emergency cases, this would be a great option to have on board and naturally in the harbors. And for more specific information that you might want, we naturally have on our website the possibility of acquiring the data sheets on all the product categories. And naturally, our YouTube channel shows the products in work. So please check those out too for more information and seeing them actually in use. What about the applications then? Where these would be used? Well, any kind of a vessel needs electricity, yeah? Service vessels need to be able to do maintenance and so on. Pretty much the demand is the same as on vehicles on ground, depending on the job that they do. And we have the solutions and products to provide what's needed. Specialty vessels like, for instance, oil recovery vessels. There we have applications that use our compressors to inflate those oil recovery booms. That's one thing that we know. And we have boats that actually have electrified their kitchen with a Dynaset hydraulic generator. So that's one application. But to you listeners, I would actually like to know what you have encountered or what kind of thoughts you have on the marine side of things, and do you have cases where you would like to have something like this shown? Well, okay. But yeah, these basically the products are always applicable on marine applications whenever and wherever needed. Also, the applications are pretty much simple and down the line pretty much the same as, well, on land. But naturally, since offshore usually is rugged and harsh terrain and environment, the products have to be reliable and easy to use and hopefully as maintenance free as possible. So that's where we are actually a good option. But now we do have a case example for you. We had a customer or have a customer who wanted to replace two standalone diesel generators with Dynaset hydraulic generators. The first thing that shows actually the advantage of a hydraulic generator can be seen on the picture on the right, even though not even close to sea or offshore, but still that shows a good size comparison between a traditional diesel generator in 14 kVA power compared to the one in the back. You can barely see it actually, the 19 kVA hydraulic generator, but that gives an idea of what kind of a space saver the hydraulic generator, for instance, is. For the client, in that particular case, he got some, well, naturally, the space savings, but both of the systems that were installed were tested and adjusted. And yeah, the customer was very impressed by the quality of electricity in the situation where the boat's RPM fluctuated in working conditions. Both of the boats had Cat marine diesel engines. I don't know the exact size of them, but still decent sized Caterpillar marine engines. The other thing that followed was the fuel consumption. This was done through the Cat engine display, when the generator was on and had a 10 kilowatt load on it, the fuel consumption raised by only 3 liters per hour. Now, with a quick check, a standalone diesel generator could produce the same with approximately 5.5 liters an hour. So that was quite surprising, or quite a good advantage of actually having a hydraulic generator on board, because that would be saving you even fuel, let alone all the space that you have free from removing those big diesel generators from the boat. So that should give you some kind of an idea what we are talking about on the advantage side. Now, there's not actually on this topic a whole lot much from me. I want to give you basic ideas and thoughts on what can be done, and reveal a little that we have cases where actually we have measured data on what's going on after installation of our gear. So yes, they do work, and they do actually work well. But if you have any questions or comments or anything that you would like to know more, please open up your mic and yeah, let me know. Well, in that case, if no questions at this time, always feel free to contact us, and yeah, please give us feedback through the link that is on the last slide. And thank you for listening. I won't be keeping you anymore. So thank you and have a great day.